Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh to all my students who are watching, and if you are not my student but also still want to continue watching, feel free to do so. But the content of this video basically is mainly towards addressing or giving feedback to the comments and feedback given by the students, right? So it's mainly that, but it will be open for anyone who want to watch if you want, right? So basically I have done some surveys before for all the sections that I teach for statics. With regard to certain questions, I want to know the reality of the students in several different aspects, and as well I open for any open comment, feedback, etc. Right? So in this video I will be going through all of this personally, so that I can go through to get a picture of what I need to do forward. Yeah, so might as well just record for me to directly respond if I need to as well. Now this video might end up to be a long video because there's a lot to cover, but I will try to make the, how to say, if you see the timeline, the time bar there, I will try to segregate into different topics or different questions, so that if you only are interested in certain topic, just you can straight away go to that segment and just watch that portion, inshallah, right? So hopefully that helps, and hopefully I remember to do that, right, to compartmentalize this video into different topics. If you watch in, I don't know, if you watch on YouTube platform, it should give, if you just go your mouse to the timeline down there, you can see that it's compartmentalized. If you are watching in other platform, if I embed this in Google Classroom, etc., I'm not sure whether it will show. I'm not sure, right? So if it doesn't, just play on YouTube platform, hopefully it will help. Alright, inshallah. So the first question that I ask in the survey is your section. So okay, I will maybe put the over there, right? So in terms of that section, okay, so this is response from section 3 and 4. So the first question is, where are you attending the online class? Meaning I want to know whether you are in campus or at home, because it can affect certain things in our teaching and learning process, right? So from this section, 43% roughly is in campus, 55% at home, and is it 1% one student here? So 1% from Saudi Arabia. I'm assuming at home, but there in Saudi Arabia, right? So that might cause a little bit of challenge, I think, for him or her, because of the time difference, right? I think. Let's take a look at the other section. This is section 14 and 15. Okay, this is interesting. The majority, a slight majority, is in campus, and the rest at home, 44%. So overall I think it's almost half and half, I think. All right, so next, so that's just to know where you attend the class from, right? Because our class is online, and some are in campus, some are at home, right? Okay, so the next question is whether you have a fast and stable internet connection, right? I'm assuming if you are in campus, the internet connection should be there, but I do notice that some students complain that in the mahallah, depending on the location of your room, if it's far away from the Wi-Fi, whatever router, something like the Wi-Fi emitter or something, I do not know what's the term, the signal might be too weak, right? So apparently, even if you are staying in mahallah, if your room location is not ideal, your connection can be quite tough as well. Okay, so here, this is not good, because only 70% says yes, they have a good internet connection. 12% says straight away no, that's a problem. And the rest is what? No, it's okay most of the time, but sometimes it can be slow, not always. Fast unless it's raining, meaning that's wireless or something. Sometimes yes, sometimes no, not fast but stable if it's not raining. Internet is stable, not fast or slow, some occasionally lost signal. What else? Moderate, etc. So there's still significant amount, right? So roughly 30% that is not all the time stable and fast. This is bring me back to last semester where some students complained about this, and we decided to do unsynchronized class, meaning that instead of Google Meet or Zoom, etc., we just have YouTube videos for the main teaching and learning process, because that way the internet connection issue should be less, right? Because you can stream a YouTube video with less problem with moderate internet connection, right? But if you are synchronous, because the issue is I only understand this last semester, or understand more sometimes, because I wonder how can some students watch videos on YouTube, okay, but when they want to submit just one file on the Google form, it takes so many minutes. Apparently the download speed and upload speed is not the same according to their mobile data package or something, right? So apparently that is where the problem is, right? Anyway, so this is from this section. The other section, 73% say yes, no, sometime. I am student at my compartment is moderate. During class, I use my friend's hotspot. It depends. Mobile data. Your Wi-Fi provided by IIM, but sometimes not stable. Wi-Fi in campus not stable. Okay, that's not good. But okay, so for this issue, I hope that because we are mainly going to use unsynchronized class for the main teaching and learning process, hopefully there's no issue there, right? Because you can watch YouTube videos without much problem, generally speaking. But of course, if you have question to ask, you can join just like last week. You can join the Google Meet, and hopefully you can still catch, or ask question and I'll try to answer, right? So okay, right, next question. Okay, this is about the timing of the class and quiz, right? So first I ask whether they have any problem if the class extended until 5:30 for both Tuesday and Thursday. So I will not explain this. I think if you are in my section, you know why I asked this question. So many say no problem, but some says okay, Saudi Arabia, I'm not sure. This is about the time zone. I have work at 5. What do you mean you have work? Are you working part-time? Okay. What about the other section? I have class at 5. I have class 5. Okay, yeah, so some of you have some class at 5. Alright, so but the majority have no problem. So I think we will design it as I mentioned, from 3:30 to 4:30 will be the main tutorial time, and then the extended one is optional for those who have no problem, and for those who have question to ask, or still wanting to work on some tutorial question, right? Otherwise you are free to leave. That's number one. So yeah, that's how we will go forward, I think, inshallah, right? As well as because we are doing mainly on the YouTube video, so you can shift it earlier, if you can start at 3, etc., right? So you can finish on time. So it's up to you, inshallah, to hopefully arrange the best arrangement. So next, the question about the quiz. So I think it goes the same thing, right? So the quiz I cannot do from 4:30 to 4:45, 4:50. Theoretically it is okay because their class at 5 or work at 5, but there's not enough buffer there. So I think we have to start the quiz at 4:20 until 4:40, something like that. So hopefully that is okay for all of you, because you said the class or the you know, the constraint is at 5 p.m. right? Yeah, so okay, so yeah, 5 p.m. so I will try to make it the last or the latest that we finish the quiz is at 4:40. Hopefully 20 minutes is enough for Asar prayer. So if the quiz finish this time, are we still continue with the lecture session? Okay, so because we will do unsynchronized tutorial session, you are free to, meaning after the quiz you are free to continue on with tutorial question until 5:30. I will still be on standby mode. Yes, I will be on standby from 3:30 to 5:30, the complete 2 hours inshallah, for anyone who have any question at all, right? So no problem. As we mentioned before, if you have finished, just log out, sign off, so that I know how many people finished and how many people are still doing their tutorial. If everyone have finished, then I will finish as well, but if someone, even only one person is still doing their tutorial, I will be on standby for any question inshallah. Alright, so that's for the question on timing. Next, about the flipped classroom itself. So the question is, do you understand what was explained about the flipped classroom approach? Do you know what you should do before the class for this approach? 91%, 92% say yes, alhamdulillah. One say I cannot understand the question. If that is the case, I assume you are not clear about the flipped classroom. I'm assuming you do not attend the first class, right? So that is possible. No, I just recently got that. So there's another one that, because they just add the subject before the first class already gone, right? Not really understand, so I assume the same. This one give the answer, I think. Flipped classroom require the student to do self-learning first before coming to the class for tutorial and discussion. The student need to watch the video related to the topic, blah blah blah. Alright, so yes, okay, you do not answer yes, you just, I don't know, no. Yeah, so basically that's the answer. So for those who do not understand, yeah, flipped classroom is basically just flipping the flow. Normally you attend the class for the lecture and then afterwards you do the tutorial revision on your own, but this flip the flow. Before you coming to class, cover the lecture first. In the class you can cover the tutorial question and ask question if you are not clear with. So that's how it is flipped. So the important implication here is you have to watch the lecture before the class, right? Whenever it is, the night before, the hour before, the weekend before, it's up to you, right? So from the section, 94.6% say yes, do you understand, and then there's like another, how many percent, 5% not really understand. So I assume you are from those who missed the first class. So hopefully the explanation that I just give just now clarify it, right? So hopefully everyone who say do not understand this question, watch this and now understand about the flipped classroom approach, right? So again, just to reiterate, you have to cover the lecture first before class, and then in class we just mainly focus on solving question or asking any problem that you have that you do not understand until you understand, inshallah. And to reiterate to the question before, what will happen in our class time right now is that we assume before the starting of the class time you already finished with your lecture video, and then in that time until the end we have two things. One, cover the tutorial, ask any question. Second, at 4, perhaps 4:20 p.m. you have the quiz on that particular subject, on that particular topic itself, right? So use how to say, take the most use of the time to answer any question that you are not clear on, so that when the quiz come, you can completely answer it with flying colors, right? Alright, so that's about the flipped classroom. Next, do you know where to find the recording for the lecture and tutorial videos, right? So majority say yes, some says no, some answer the question from Dr. Saifuddin's YouTube channel, right? So if you're watching this, is in this channel. Hopefully those who say no, you know now where to find it. Yes, the majority know already, right? Okay, this only one person say no or maybe, so this is his guess, but hopefully now you know it is in the channel, right? In this channel, in the channel where this video is posted, right? Yeah, so there's two, okay, just to reiterate, there's two playlists. One is the lecture and the tutorial recorded videos. That's the standard one that is valid for any semester really. And then there's a specific recording for this semester session. For example, if there's synchronous class, I will record and put it there. So there's two playlists that you might want to check out. Alright, so that is all the question, that is direct question. Other than that is any question or comment. Alright, so this is a random question that you ask. So let us see from the beginning. Can you attach some extra exercises? Okay, because in the first week we haven't done you haven't had any tutorial video yet. So next week we will start with that, where I will show the sample of previous exam questions that is related to the topic that we are covering. So then I think you can have more sample of exercises. So hopefully that covered this question. What platform I need to use when asking question outside class time? Why do you want to ask outside of the class time? Hopefully you fully utilize the tutorial time, because I mentioned already I will be on standby for 2 complete hours there for you, right? So hopefully that is enough to ask any question that you have, right? So if you still want to have outside of that, I'm not sure why, but if you need be, we already have a WhatsApp group, so that is one channel, right? So but I will not promise I can straightaway answer etc, because hopefully, okay, this is one thing that most students do not know. They think that the task of the lecturer is only teaching the class, but if you ask honestly the academician and the lecturer, that is only the minority of the tasks that they have, right? So because other than the teaching and learning, meaning I have to prepare for my class, I have to teach the class, I have to prepare the quiz, I have to prepare the exam question, I have to mark the quiz and exam question, etc. I have to do the tutorial. That is just the minority of the whole task that I have to do as a lecturer or academician, right? That's the research parts, publication parts, etc., management part, etc. So do the template is do fully utilize that 2 hours I'm on standby, right? Because sometimes I am on standby for the 2 hours, no one want to ask question, and then suddenly in other hours you want to ask me question. That's just not fair to me, right? So hope you understand that, right? But if you have to, you can post the question on the WhatsApp group. If I'm free, when I'm free, I'll try to address inshallah. Otherwise, bring it to the tutorial time allocated, right? Doctor, I think you forgot about the question about this. Yes, this one actually, when I make this survey, I forgot about that, because I mentioned I want to ask that, and I already make that survey about the quiz and already have posted on Google Classroom, so that's completed. For now, I have no problem. Okay, this is about the time. Okay, I have mentioned about the time just now in the previous question, so settle inshallah. But I know the times that doctor is available, free time, so if I have anything something to ask, I can refer to those without disturbing your work. Free time, interesting. Is there any free time? It's quite hard to actually allocate free time, because when I have free time, normally it's because I have finished other job, I have finished other works, right? Then it becomes free. But every week, is there any free time? It's the template answer is no, unfortunately, right? So yeah, as my previous answer to the other student that asked about asking outside of tutorial time, right? Please do your work so that you have the question ready during the tutorial time, right? Because I'm there, I'm in front of the computer on standby for 2 hours. Yeah. Quiz is normal quiz or open book quiz? Normal quiz. So and of course nowadays it's online, so that's interesting part. The thing is, it is a normal quiz. Okay, the answer is that it's a normal quiz. Yep. Can you explain about the flipped classroom? Also, okay, so I have explained in the question before about the flipped classroom, so you can watch that if you've missed that one. Saya susah sikit lambat nak faham satu pelajaran. Hopefully sir dapat beri tunjuk ajar and bersabar. Okay, so this student says he is a bit slow or moderate speed in terms of understanding, so hopefully I have passion in dealing with him or her. Insyaallah I'll do my best to help and accommodate every student, insyaallah. As long as you put in the effort, insyaallah you can do it. Okay, okay, the class is going to be attended only on Google Classroom. What do you mean by that? Hopefully, okay, refer back to the question about the timing, etc. I've explained basically how the class will be conducted. Sir, does that mean that not all classes will end at 5:30? As you say, we can log in and log out within the class. Yes. Okay, so I've give full autonomy to you in terms of how you want to manage your time. So the tutorial, I will be on standby again 3:30 to 5:30 p.m. inshallah for both section. Yeah, fully utilize that time, but if you finish early, you can go out early, just like that, right? So just log in when you start and log out when you're finished. It's okay, no problem. The objective is you master the topic, right? So yeah, but if you do not manage your time and you think I will try to do other time, do not chart your own downfall. That's what I can say, right? Utilize what is given there, inshallah. Because I did not cover this information before in Saudi Arabia, me and my international friend just learn about differentiation and integration in bridging. So inshallah do the best that we can. Okay, so integration and differentiation you just learn, but hopefully you already learned before coming, because bridging should be before statics, right? So hopefully you already learned, and hopefully you know what to do, and hopefully the video that I give specific on that on refresh help with understanding what you need to do. Okay. Cannot wait for face-to-face classes. Yes, I know. Hopefully inshallah the COVID-19 scenario will get better. Inshallah, let's make dua for that. Saya berharap agar saya mengajar tak terlalu laju sebab saya medium learner, tapi saya cuba. Okay, so the good thing here is that we will mainly use the recorded video lecture and tutorial, so you are free to repeat or rewind or whatever as you need to, if you need to, according to your need, right? So it's up to you, because many students in the previous semesters do mention that help, because they can pause, rewind if they miss something, right? I think this goes back to, because in the class, I hope if you have something like this, right, just raise your hand and can you repeat? I didn't get that, I don't understand, please talk more slowly, whatever. I'm okay with that. We should have that relationship in the teaching and learning process. But unfortunately, many of the Malay students are so afraid to raise their hand, right? So That's why some of them really appreciate when I did the recorded video, so that they can actually rewind and see 2-3 times if they need to at any particular portion until they understand. Hopefully that helps. I didn't get when you were explaining about tutorial. Could you explain it again next class? Okay, so I hope the question before have meaning I have mentioned in this video what it's all about. I find the way you talk a little bit fast, so it would be greatly appreciated if you can. Okay, am I talking too fast right now? I honestly I do notice that in some videos, especially when I have something to say, a lot of things to say, I notice that I become the way I talk is like, you know, it's too fast. Even for me, when I listen, why am I talking too fast, right? So I didn't realize it most of the time, or all the time actually, because if I realize it, I will try to talk in a more normal pace, right? Because I want people to understand me. I believe that when I do some reaction video, or many of reaction video, I think most of the time I do not talk that fast, because the thought process is catching up with my, what I said, so it becomes a bit slow, because I'm processing what I just watched and I react to, right? But when I already have something to say, because there's a lot of things that I just push around and just push out as fast as I can, I tend to become talking too fast. Hopefully in the normal class or in the synchronous class, if I do talk too fast and you cannot understand, just say, can you repeat, you talk too fast just now. I will not be offended. I will actually be happy that you notify me so that I can talk in a way that you understand, right? Normally it's not purposely, I just want to make it hard for you. It's just I have so many things to say. It becomes like that. Unfortunately, I need to be more self-aware, I think. Inshallah, help me. Yeah. Is my understanding correct? Do you refer to us to open your webcam during class? Okay, this is now some students, not some students, some lecturers do have certain preference for this. For me, I don't mind either way, because the way that I do right now is mainly recorded video, right? But I'm on standby when you have a question. So if you open your camera to ask the question, it's okay, fine. But if you have because later on when we cover topics, chapters or question where it involves a lot of drawing, etc., so it is, I think, quite important if you want to ask question, especially you can just show something, what you draw, etc., and I can see to comment, right? So that is more. If you just verbally say I draw like this, I cannot imagine, right? So that is when I think it is important if you are because in the normal class I can see what you draw, right? Oh, that's your free body diagram. Okay, that's not correct, right? But so in that circumstances, when we come to that chapter, I think it's more, you will understand that it's best if you just open your camera and just show whatever you have, so that I can see, okay, that one, whatever, right? So that's my comment. Other than that, if just verbal question like, sir, can I use this, whatever, the thing that can be easily understood, I don't mind either way. Okay, I would recommend the extension somehow. Okay, this is about this one. Okay, do remind me if I forget, because I know some students actually have severe slow internet connection. I do understand some 1, 2, 3 of you might have that one, so I will have a different way of submitting the quiz, inshallah. We will do it through, I think, Telegram, inshallah, I think, so that I want to know who exactly have that problem and cannot upload the file on Google Form, or if you try it takes too much time, so we will try to have a Telegram. You can just submit directly to me, but we have to make it as a system, so you have to register something, etc., so that otherwise your submission will be lost, right? So we will have to do, and this is specifically only on for those who have problem with their internet connection, all right? Because to send something via Telegram, it does have less less problem with lower internet connection. Okay, this is from one section. From the other section, any comments? This is not that much. So I have no problem with the flipped classroom, but I'm hoping during the lecture session you will go through the theory just maybe roughly, so maybe I can understood from my reading before is same with what you understand, sir. Okay, I'm assuming this means that during the lecture, the class section, I will just reiterate. Okay, if you want to verify your understanding, feel free to just use that tutorial time, because I'm on standby. You can just come, okay, I understand it like this, is it correct or not, and then you just see. Use that time, right? I don't think if I repeat for everyone, reiterating the concept, that can be of maximum help to all, because some already understood it and they want to use that time for tutorial question, right? So I'll leave it to the student what is the best for them. But if you personally have you want to verify your understanding, just use that time, ask the question, inshallah, no problem. I hope to have a good sem with you, inshallah. Let me get the best semester ever. I hope sir will explain every subtopic in a way which is clear and easy to understand. I hope. What is this? Is this double meaning? So far I enjoy watching your videos. How to understand it? Because he said he or she hope that I will explain in a way that is clear and easy to understand, meaning that previously is not that clear, or how to understand this. But then I think he or she close with they enjoy it. So I'm not sure how to take this. Hopefully if you have to clarify further, you can after this just comment. We have WhatsApp group already. What is several weeks? What if after several weeks of quiz many of the students find it difficult to start quiz at 4:30? Would you change the quiz time or stay the same? I will accommodate as needed, inshallah, right? So we will see, inshallah. If there's need to be any change, I will discuss. As before, I always discuss and bring to you whether you agree or not. Of course, I cannot satisfy everyone, just like in the timing of the quiz. When I ask in one of the section, there's no consensus, so I open the survey, so the majority choose to at that time, so I go with the majority, right? So I'll try to, because my purpose is just to have it at the best circumstances for you to learn the best way, right? So we will see if we need to change the circumstances for your learning process. We will do that inshallah, no problem. Okay, this is one of the comment that I think I just want to highlight. This is when the student log out at the end of the session, I also ask any question or remark. Most of them just say no, thank you, etc. Like this, really I love it. Okay, but there's one question that I think I want just to address, because it's somewhat of need to be considered, right? I think in my opinion it would be better to make all the questions for the quiz online in Google Form, rather than having to do the questions on a piece of paper and submit it by sending a photo of it. Now that is a good suggestion theoretically, but I'm all about achieving the objective. The objective for me is to see your calculation method, right? And that is very hard to implement via Google Form, right? If it's objective question, you calculate and then you just select from several options, or for example final answer, or just write the number of the final answer, we can do it from Google Form. But if I want to see calculation step by step, and your drawing of your free body diagram, etc., I do not know how you can do that straight away by answering on Google Form. If anyone know, please let me know, because I do not know how we can do that. So that's why the best option right now in my knowledge is you do on piece on paper, snapshot your picture, right? But I'm open to any suggestion that can improve the process. Yeah. But the objective is, I'm not concerned about the final answer. I'm concerned about the steps of calculation, and that's where you will lose a lot of mark if you have it wrong, right? Despite having the correct final answer. Some student in the past, even in the normal class, normal quiz, they will come and say, so why I have the right final answer but I lose half the marks? Well, you lose in the calculation method, right? Because that's where the most marks I will give, because that's what you need to learn. You are not just learning how to calculate and get a final answer number. You are learning how to calculate properly using the correct steps, displaying the correct steps, etc. What is the meaning of etc. Right? So that's what I want you to learn, and that's what I want to evaluate. Hence, but I'm open if there's a way to use Google Form or whatever that you do not need to snapshot, etc. You can answer straight away. But I don't know if you can do that, right? And I think it is even more difficult for students if meaning I give a pad where they can write on screen, etc., right? Because that's even more difficult for if they use mouse to write or whatever. That I think that is more problematic than just write on paper and snapshot. That's my opinion, but I'm open to any suggestion that can help to improve the learning and process better, inshallah. Wallahu alam. Okay, so that's all the comments that I need to read and respond to, and hopefully improve for the better, inshallah. So if you have watched until the end, thank you very much. If any comment that I should consider, you can write also in the comment below. I will take note of it, inshallah, as best as I can. Wallahu alam. Thank you, and for my students, see you in the class, in tutorial, and hopefully see you is it what, flying colors, succeed with flying colors at the end of the semester, inshallah. It does take a lot of effort. Make sure you put the effort from the beginning and maintain the momentum, right? Do not ever let yourself fall behind, because to catch up is much more difficult than to keep on track, inshallah. So and if you are not my students and somehow you are still watching, I mean, that's absolutely amazing, right? Because and have your comment. I would love to hear a third party opinion on how I can improve as a lecturer, as a teacher. Wallahu alam. We will end there. See you next time.